problems you guys might have, feel free to message one of us. We are fortunate to have with us this weekend Mary Ray. I am sure we've already heard her wonderful introductions from her morning classes, but she is Master Director of the the OK City Chorus in Oklahoma. Mary, welcome, and the Zoom floor is yours.
Thank you. Thanks so much. So I'll get it right this time. I thought we were done. I ended early last time in a hurry because I thought I was off on but now I do have my schedule here. So we'll hopefully we'll not be in a rush this time. So we are going to talk about unity today, and it's such an important subject musically, but it's also important for us, and we're not going to talk about this much about how important it is for us to be unified as choruses and quartets and kind of have those same goals moving forward, especially when we have challenges like this. There's it makes it more difficult, obviously. And good on you for being here today and for being with your choruses every week. This is what's going to sustain us and remind us of who we are. So it's an important thing. So I'm going to share my screen here. I don't think I have any sound stuff today, so unity. If we, oh, wait a minute. No, I just have to rearrange. Sorry. And where's my mouse? There it is. I like to be able to still see you. So, all right. So, as just to pay homage to the fabulous and great Sharon Babb, Sharon always started classes with a definition. And the definition of unity is the state of being one or the state of being in accord and harmony. So interesting that that harmony is it's a musical term, but it's also a term of that applies to relationships. And so it is important for us to be of like mind in many things. The great thing is that we each have our own selves to bring to the unit. We each have our own personalities, our own strengths, our own weaknesses, and when we combine all of that, what a great unit we can make. It's the same thing with our voices. We have our own unique voice. We don't want to sound like each other, but we want to reinforce and create a new sound, and that is the sound of our chorus or the sound of our quartet. And that's when we need to be a unit, is so that we can come together and create beautiful harmony in more ways than one. So how does unity apply to what we do in barbershop? Well, in the judging categories, every category, this is one of the three bigs that are in every category. Vocal skills, energy, unity are in each of the judging categories in one form or another. So in the sound category, actually 70% of the whole score is on unit sound. So things like sync, accuracy, blend, balance, dynamics, vowel sounds, energy tuning, all of those things are contribute to unit sound. In the music category, synchronization, chord alignment, harmony, accuracy, dynamics, energy. So you're going to see some overlap here with these categories. Expression, synchronization, vowels, word sounds, dynamics, energy, characterization, and emotional communication. And then in the new visual communications category, which I hope you all have taken the time to read and discover how the changes, I say changes, but updates, kind of the way things are reframed. It's a fun read, and I think you'll like it if you haven't read it already. But in the visual communication category, we have energy, characterization, the physical unity, which is in a form of synchronization, and a choreography and communication. So there are things that obviously we cannot work on right now when we're not together. We can't work on sync. We can't sing together. So we can sing at the same time, but we can't tell if we're in sync or not. Um, Matching resonance, maybe in some ways we can do that because we can each be working on our own instrument, so our own vocal skills. So if we sing with a beautiful open resonant sound, maybe, but we really can't hear that together. Balance, we can't hear. Blend, we can't hear. None of these things we can hear unless we're singing together. Tuning, we could probably work on tuning our own vocal line. And chord alignment, though, we can't tell if we're singing that together or not. And physical unity, another one that we could maybe try to unify, but like precision and that sort of thing, we can't do for the same reasons that we can't do it vocally. But there are things that we can work on. So things like accuracy, emotional communication, vowel sounds includes target vowels and diphthongs, storytelling, characterization, energy, choreography, vocal skills. All of these things are things that are fundamental to what we do, and it's stuff we can be working on now. So why not? We're going to talk about a bunch of these today. So accuracy. Well, I'm going to ask you if you're doing anything in particular, but singing with recordings. How many of you? I'm going to wait a second. I'm going to change my screen here. How many of you have actually sung with your chorus since last March in person? A few of you. Okay, a few of you have been able to do that. Good. So was there were you, so here's the observation that a lot of people, you tell me if this is the same, is that they sang in tune and stayed in the right key.
Yes.
Did you find that as well?
Much more so. Yes.
Yeah. And it's likely because we're singing to learning tracks. And so we're ingraining that in our heads instead of learning bad habits and getting that muscle memory of singing in maybe not the key that we're supposed to be singing in. So there's a lot of value to that, and maybe something that we could learn from that is that having good, accurate learning tracks helps us to hear and feel what it is we're supposed to be singing. So how are you guys checking? Are you all doing like qualifications and checking for accuracy? How are you doing that right now over Zoom? Anybody want to pop in?
Yeah, we had decided, the music team had decided right in the beginning that maybe we'd sort of soften the approach, which we did. You know, there was no pass fail. There was just, we just want to hear you singing and make sure that you've not gotten yourself stuck in, you know, a set of notes or something that you can never get out of.
Mm-hmm.
And we all agreed that that was the right thing. And then apparently the baritones got together on their own and decided they were going to keep pass fail anyhow. And then the tenors got wind of that. And then so did the basses. The leads didn't care at all. But they all decided amongst themselves. It's a much lighter weight process, obviously, than what we normally might do. But the chorus members themselves wanted to do whatever they could do in this circumstance to maintain as much quality as they could. So we were like, okay.
Great.
We're not chasing people down for recordings. We're not, you know, none of that. But people are, you know, pretty much wanting to, as much as they can, do the right thing.
Great, good. And are you still sending recordings? Are people sending recordings, or are singing live on Zoom? How are you assessing accuracy?
We're using the learning medias that we have, which is a little tough because, of course, you know, you always change things as once you get the learning media, it's already obsolete. But we're just going with what's on the learning media for now, and where we can update the tag or the intro, we are. And we're just going with the um, learning media recordings to sing against.
Yeah. Yeah. Anybody else?
Harmony on the Sound is not doing individual learning recordings for everybody, but what we are doing is learning new songs, and we're putting the learning media on our website, and we're singing along with those.
Yeah.
We do visual and vocal and physical warm-ups, but we also did the virtual recording, and that required us to sing with lead or bass in our ear into a recording device. And so it worked for 43 of us souls who did it. And we're hoping to do another one in the next few months.
Yeah, pushing yourself to do a project like that is it gives you a goal, and it does make you work a little harder. I personally find it difficult to just learn a song off of learning media and then be able to perform it. I find that difficult. I have to sing it and feel it, and so it's a challenge for me. And so I would assume that it's a challenge for at least some of our members as well. But that doesn't mean that I want to be singing wrong notes either. so there's this balance of encouraging people to sing and making sure that it's accurate as well. So I'm gonna
Mary,
yeah.
my quartet has been singing against an app
Uh-huh.
that lets you know whether or not you're in pitch.
Ah.
And that's helped identify, for us, it's not really a pitch issue, it's more a vowel issue,
Uh-huh.
and how the vowel affects the pitch, that kind of thing. And so that's helped us be more aware of accuracy, or me particularly.
And what app is that you're using?
Oh, and I knew you were gonna ask me that, and I don't have my phone here, so I can't look it up. I'll go get it and put it in the chat.
Yeah, because other people might be interested in knowing that. Yeah.
Okay.
Good. Well, so I'm gonna give you maybe a couple other tools that are gonna drive you crazy, but you might want to try them anyway. And that is the first one is singing against the tonal center. And, so
Love it.
So this is something that that is very, very instructive. But if you ask your chorus to do it, don't expect perfection, and because it's difficult. And so I'm gonna just play. I hope this plays. Sometimes it does, and sometimes it doesn't. Yeah, there it goes again. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Perhaps if you reshare and do share computer sound, it will work.
Yeah, no, it just, I don't know. It just was a fluke when it didn't work. Or wait, here's
Never
one.
seen it.
Okay, so that one's going. Let me see if this one will do it again. I thought I was so smart putting these in here like this.
It looks like there's a volume button on the right side of the
Yeah,
pop-up.
I think it's up. Yeah, it's up. Wait a minute. So let me get out of sharing and let me see if I can just play it from if it'll play from just here. Well, dang. Sorry.
102. Yeah, wonderful.
Okay. That's so annoying. Oh, wait. Oh, wait. Well, shoot.
Ofta.
It was ufta mida, yeah. One more time. No. Okay. Well, so what I do is I make a learning track. I mean, not a learning track, but I make a track that now I'm completely gone from the. Hang on a second. Shoot. I appreciate you being patient. No. Okay. All right. I make a learning track that is only on the tonal center. So it goes. This is what I would put out. The night is like a lovely tune. Beware, my foolish heart, how bright the ever constant moon. Actually, I might have done one of those on my phone. Yes. Let me see if I can just play it on my phone and you can hear it. Oh, can you hear that? Okay. And so that's what they would play, and then they would sing. The chorus people would sing against this. So it would be like this. The night is like a lovely tune. Beware, my foolish heart, how bright the ever constant moon. Take care, my foolish heart. Okay. So when you do that, I always make sure that I try to do the best vowels. I do it in the interp plan that I want. I do the breath marks exactly like I want them. So they're singing my vowel sounds. They're singing my interpretation plan. And then when they rehearse with that, then that's what they're ingraining. They're ingraining that tonal center in their head. And it's a great way to make people understand their relationship to do in a deeper way. Okay. And you can tell when I got to do, there it was on do. And so if you have your music marked that you're on do there, then it makes sense, because sometimes people get a little freaked out about that when they actually do hit do. But it's a really, really good tool to use. When you ask them to do it, if how many of you are directors or musical leaders? A few, yeah. So I promise you'll get a couple of recordings that will do the night is like a lovely, like they'll sing the whole tonal center the whole way through because they didn't understand the instructions, but just have them do it over again. And you do the very best recording that you can, because they're going to match what you're doing. So the other thing is, don't expect really good recordings because it's hard. And so that's okay. Just make that something that it's a tool, not a pass fail thing. The only pass fail that we have in our course that we do that is that you do it. And then you can identify if somebody's really, really struggling. You can identify that, and they're probably struggling with the whole song, not just with the tonal center exercise. But so Carol says having the singers sing the tonal center might be helpful first, and that's true too, because then they're matching. They can hear when they're matching your vowel sounds a little bit better, and again, it ingrains that tonal center in them. Okay. It's a really great little tool. So another really annoying thing you can do for your chorus is to have them sing to a tempo track. And so this is another thing that I do. And let me see if this one will play. And I can't remember. Oh, yeah. Never say never. Okay. So am I sharing my screen right now? Yeah. No. Okay. Sorry. So this is at Never Say Never, and I'm a baritone, so I don't really know this song very well, but I'm going to play it anyway. So what I do is choose the tempo that I want, and it could be for part of the song or all of it, but but if the tempo changes, then it makes it a little bit trickier. So so I do the tempo and then and have the pitch, and then they sing with a tempo track. I did that and only put out the tempo one time, and it didn't work very well because people would take breaths and skip a whole beat, and so they would be, by the time the song was done, there wouldn't be any beats left because they would have skipped a few. So so I throw words in every now and then just to make sure that they're in the right place. Okay, so it sounds something like this then. I'm still not sharing, am I? Oh yes, I am. Okay. Yeah. Oh shoot, wrong button. Okay, it's not going to do that. It just played. Did it not just play? Oh no. Okay. So I have this is my internet. Sorry. This is okay. So
Just breathe, Mary. It's okay.
yeah. So now now my PowerPoint is not this is, I live out in the boonies, and so sometimes, but my PowerPoint's not on the internet, so I don't know about that. Wait a minute, let me get this open again. Sorry. I know that how frustrating this is for you, and it's frustrating for me as well. But I also know that we've probably all been there at this point in our Zoom evolution.
Multiple times, Mary. Multiple times.
It just is what it is right now, isn't it?
No worries.
All right, let's see if this will play now. There it is. Okay. Okay. Oh. There.
1, 2, 1. I'll never
say never again, and here I am in love again, head over heels in love again with you, only you. I'll never say never kiss you again, and here I am in love again, head over heels in love again with you.
do.
Telling you true, I walked away and said goodbye. So something like that. So you can hear that every once in a while I put in a word, because otherwise people get out of whack when they do it. So so the question was, I see a question that why wouldn't you have them do it with the learning tracks? I do, and it's just another tool. You can also check when you do that, you check to see if they are internalizing that tempo, if they actually know what their part is, because they're singing it by themselves. So there are many things that you can check that way if they're doing the interp plan. There's just a lot of good things that can come from that. Again, don't expect perfection, because it's kind of annoying. Just another really good gauge on whether or not they're doing the interp plan is just to have them start without a learning track at all, blow the pitch, sing the song. That really gives you an idea about where the chorus is not understanding what your plan is, if that's if you're the director, because if they don't get it, it's going to show up on the track. So a lot of times people can sing when the director is giving them a lot of cues, or when people around them are giving them cues, but they haven't really internalized the plan. So that just helps with accuracy as well. All right, let's see if we can. There we go. Okay, so We talked a little bit about emotional communication and how that affects forward motion in the last class, but now we're going to talk about how it also can affect unity. Because if we are, so when I first joined Sweet Adelines, we took fast breaths. Every breath was a fast breath. There was no difference in the texture, no difference in the pacing. It was just, and I remember having like, this is how fast you have to breathe. The night is like a lovely tune. Beware my foolish heart, how bright. So it was always urgent breaths, always fast, always. And I think, thank goodness, we have learned that breaths are part of the music, and breaths can express the emotional components of the music. It's not just that; it's those places that we aren't singing that are also musical. And it's really important for us to realize that breaths can create a mood, they can create forward motion, they can help set dynamic levels, and they also can connect, like much like the questions that we asked in the last class, they also can connect one thought to another. And just because I'm a physical therapist, and so inspiration is another word for inspiration. It is inhalation. And so like when you breathe, you inhale, and it can create inspiration, like from your soul too. Just a little, okay. So if we were to sing again, My Foolish Heart, I'd like you to sing it, and I want you to sing this and take a fast breath. Every one of these where there's a red mark, we're going to take a fast breath. Okay. All right, here we go. The night is like a lovely tune. Beware my foolish heart, how bright the ever constant moon. Take care, my foolish heart. So how lovely was that?
Bleh.
Why? Why was it bleh?
It was exhausting. It was just kind of so vanilla and just going through the motions.
Yes.
With no emotion.
There's no connection to the story.
No.
Right.
It feels like work too, doesn't it? There's no connection. It's taking a breath because you have to have air.
Makes you lightheaded.
Yeah.
Wow, yeah, because you're not really using your air, and you're so intent on getting in air because you know you're gonna need it, but it doesn't mean it's a good breath, right?
It's not good for your instrument either.
No, to be grabbing air like that, no, it's not. You're right. So, okay, so let's play with this just a little bit. So we're going to put an emotion on each one of these breaths. Okay. Now, normally you wouldn't put a breath after the night. You don't need it. It doesn't call for it. But if you just left space there, you would think, well, that's weird. Why did they breathe there? The night is like a lovely tune. That's weird. That doesn't connect the thought. But what if you put an emotion on that and you filled that space with something? And in this instance, it's going to be dreamy. So if you sang, the night is like a lovely tune. Sorry for excuse the croakiness. But that feels different, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And you could probably get by with putting a breath in there if you filled it with something emotional. Okay.
Yep.
So let's sing this now. And we're going to make this first breath dreamy. The next breath, mysterious. Ooh. The next breath, wondrous. Whoa. And the next breath, cautious. Okay. All right. So, and I want you just to notice how you deliver it, what happens, how you feel, all of that stuff. Okay. Is this key all right for everybody? I don't know. I just picked one. Okay. All right. So here we go. The night is like a lovely tune. Beware, my foolish heart, how bright the ever constant moon. Take care, my foolish heart. So what did that do for you?
More life into the song.
Yeah, much more emotional.
Huh?
It wasn't technical. Like we said the night is, it's like we held is just artistically long enough to make it interesting.
Yeah.
It added dynamics.
Hello? Yeah, did we talk about dynamics at all? Not a bit. Not a bit. Did you change your texture at all while you were singing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. So that dreamy texture is a lot different than a cautious, oh, beware, oh, that's a different texture. It's a different emotion. So, and the dynamics built just
And the
naturally
breaths,
with the
sorry, and
emotion.
the breaths were,
Yeah, go.
and the breaths were more relaxed.
Yeah,
You know,
So
Mary, there's
more
a
relaxed.
comment in the chat that says it changed my face without my thinking about it.
you didn't have to do anything, did you? I mean, so putting an emotion on that makes it does a lot of things. It changed the texture, it changed our physical expression, it changed the dynamics, it changed all kinds of things about it. And did we talk about a story about this song? No. But were we all delivering a similar message? Probably. We probably were. Yeah. So it's an interesting thing, but the breaths really do have to connect, and they connect one phrase to the other, but they also connect us to the audience, and vice versa. They feel that that change of emotion and that change of dynamics. I know when I have sung in choruses that that had we did dynamics from 1 to 5, and I remember distinctly. I probably still have a piece of music that one phrase it was like a 2, and then at 2.5, and then 3 and 3.5, and then 4 in one phrase, and I'm thinking, okay, really, I'm going to think about now. I'm at a 2.5, and now in the 5 words later, I'm going to be at a 3.5. Probably not. But if I have an emotion attached to that, then I'm probably going to have a build in dynamics, right? So so it's really a great tool. Another thing that I think that nobody mentioned was, how is the pacing of your breath? Were they all the same? No. Yeah. Yeah. Because some were faster, because the cautious one probably a faster breath than the dreamy one. But we didn't that wasn't the director. We didn't say, okay, we're going to hold this, and then we're going to hold it that long, and then we're going to come in on is like we didn't do that. It just was more organic and more natural feeling. So let's screw around with this a little bit more. So what if we made these just absolutely backwards from what we just did? We're going to use the same descriptive words. So the first breath is going to be cautious, then wondrous, then mysterious, and then dreamy. Okay? All right, so just backwards. Okay. All right, so here we go. I'm going to back away from the microphone. Okay, here we go. The night. Okay, so tell me about that.
It doesn't fit.
It doesn't fit. Why not?
Well, the message and the word, the what you are trying to convey just doesn't go with those particular things. You know, the dreamy at the end, ever constant moon, take care, my fool. It just doesn't seem to go the
No,
way.
yeah, yeah. It doesn't fit. And partly it doesn't fit because the music doesn't take us in that same place, right? So it's hard to sing "Take Care, Dreamy" because there's a natural build of the music to that, so it doesn't make sense. We could probably still be on the same page, but we would be delivering a message that was incongruent with the music and the lyrics both, right? I hope it felt awkward. Um, so this is an exercise again that you can do in your chorus, and this is a perfect time to do this kind of stuff because directors don't like to take this kind of time in rehearsal to do it, and yet it's so valuable. You can go into breakout rooms of 3 or 4 people and assign part of the song, but assign the same part to more than one group because you'll be surprised at the different or the whole each group could do the whole song too in bits, but you'll be surprised at how different and how varying those emotions would be or those descriptive words. And so if we just say everybody just sing your heart, just tell the story, just sing the heart, some people might be singing the cautious, that first one, instead of dreamy. Well, it's going to be a different delivery, isn't it? It's going to look different, it's going to sound different, and it's going to feel different. So even if we have a different story in our head, we don't all have to tell the same story. We're not all coming from the same place. But if we come from similar emotions, that story becomes the story that the group tells, and then that allows the listener to put their story into the song. So we want to take them on a journey, an emotional journey through the song. And we're going to be the ones dictating that. But it's very enlightening when you get 4 different expressions of what this could be, and some of them might be pensive, and others might be excited. Well, if you have half your chorus singing pensive and half singing excited, that is not going to be a unified chorus. They're not going to be unified in message, in sound, or energy, any of that. So it's really important that we're delivering the same emotional content. All right. Okay. Any question about those musical breaths? I can't see my chat right now. So if you have a question or a comment. Nope, Laura's looking.
There's lots of comments, no questions right now. Let's see. The emotion of the breath turned into the emotion of the phrases on either side. It allowed the music to come alive in line with how it was written. As notes got higher, it felt more emotional. The singer and the listener were both involved, and it changes the message and the feeling of the song.
Yeah. Great observations. Good. All right. So another way that we can, I just saw that Ellen raised her hand. I did see that. Did you do that on purpose? Ellen, do you have a question?
Ellen, you got to go ahead and unmute.
Maybe she didn't do that on purpose, maybe. Well, Ellen, let us know if you, okay. We're going to talk about vowel matching. This is another really great time to be doing stuff like this because we can. And so I found this picture of these guys, and to me, they do not look like they're singing the same word. I don't know about you, but I don't think that they have talked about what their target vowels are because they are not agreeing about their target vowel. So we definitely can at least choose the vowels that we're attempting to sing. How many of you are familiar with Jim Casey or remember Jim Casey and these target vowel replacement things? Yeah. So this is really another really good tool. It can get a little bit confusing, but I bet somebody in your chorus probably knows how to do this. But what we do is we're trying to decide what our target vowels are, because we don't all pronounce words the same way. So somebody say the word, somebody who's from New England, say the word Marry.
Mary.
Oh, not you, Laura.
Oh, I'm from New England.
Oh,
Married.
you didn't say it that way.
Married.
Okay.
Mary.
So yeah, so that's what I was expecting, Laura, is marry. Yeah.
Married.
Yeah. So Laura says Mary, I say Mary, but a lot of you say marry.
Married.
And so if we don't agree on, both of them are fine. It's okay. But again, if we don't agree that that's the target vowel, then there's going to be a problem. And so the target vowel would be, if you were going to hold a word for a whole note, what would that vowel be that you hold? So the word light, you would sing la, okay, la, and then you turn the diphthong, light. So we're not talking about the diphthong. We're just talking about the word that the vowel sound that you would hold, okay? So if we were to look at I'll be seeing you, so again, no diphthongs. We're only talking about target vowels. We'd have odd, ed, id, ood. Odd, id, ood, odd, oda, gitter, jetted. Okay. So most of these words are not words that are going to be a problem, or that people might say in a different way. But there are words that are not pronounced the same, that we don't say. In Oklahoma, we say, we don't, some of us do. I'm not from Oklahoma. And so we had a woman in the chorus whose name was Nail. And I'm thinking, Nail is that's an odd name. I've never heard that before. Well, her name, it was spelled Nell, Nail. And so that's, so we have a garage sale so we can sell some things. So there's these odd pronunciations that some of us say and some of us don't. So we really do have to talk about, this is the way our course pronounces this word, and this is the target vowel that we're holding. If you get used to this kind of language and you get used to saying it's odd, like if we're singing heart and we get a lot of heart or ha, that I say it's odd, ha, and then everybody, oh, it's okay, I say that the same, and we can all sing, and then it lines up. So who was just talking about that their vowels were affecting your tuning? I can't see you on my screen. Oh yeah, Wendy, there. Okay, yeah. So and it's true that if your vowel choices don't match, it's not going to lock. Okay. So if we were to do, just write down as an exercise, just do this, write down your target vowel replacement. So for me, that would be this one here. That would be this one, id. Okay, so I would write id, add, okay, and at least get down to about at least that far in this song. So all the baritones are working feverishly because they love this stuff. The leads are like, I just sing it the way I do. All right, we getting close? Okay, so I'll put up how I would do it, and then let's see if we have any discrepancies. And it's okay if we do. So I'd like to hear if, oh, so this one here, this, this one here, it is, I forget what that thing is called, this little doodad, I can't remember what that's called, but it's that sound, okay, like a look. So does anybody have anything different than what I have?
On park, I had AW.
Park. So you had odd. Park.
Yeah, I have a problem with AH is ODD because I don't think most of us in this area say odd. We say, if I was to read that, I'd say odd.
At which for which one?
For the one that you have as AH, ODD.
I agree with that. I say ODD the same as AWED.
Oh,
right.
Odd. Yeah. Okay. I see what you mean. Okay. So odd and odd, you say the same.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Marion. Yeah.
For across, I would have done odd. Across, not across.
Okay. So there you go. So I would say odd across instead of across. So, but either of them is okay as long as you all do it the same. Okay. Because I would stand out in your chorus because I would say across. Okay. Yeah. Gail.
And like you pointed out with the word marry, I would change that for my chorus to carousel.
Huh? Yeah. Yep. And I would say carousel instead of carousel.
Right.
Yeah. Both of them are fine. Yeah. So that's the kind of thing that when you do this in your chorus, you'll find discrepancies. And it's up to the director which one that you get to sing. And then everyone has to decide that that's the way they're going to sing it. So you don't get to pronounce it your way after the director decides. And so Gail, if you moved to Oklahoma, you would have to sing carousel. And Marion, you'd have to sing across instead of across. Yeah. All right. So
for a long time in my chorus, Mary, since I'm originally a California girl,
yes,
and because New England has so many variations, I became the vowel queen. And I made target vowels for the whole chorus and just decided that we would pick one, and they learned to defer to me unless the director had a specific change for us.
Yeah. And and there might be times too that let's see, I'm trying to think of a word here. Let me go back. Well, I mean, let's just say light. So there might be times that that you don't want, the director doesn't want that sound to be light, like a really AH. So it depends on kind of how your chorus sings AH. So there are some people in my chorus that go way toward the AW sound because they want it to be right. So they sing la instead of la. So there might be sometimes that the director would say, I want you to sing ugh on that. Light. It kind of makes it maybe a little bit brighter, a little. So there are some variations even with words that seem fairly standard. So, but it might be the sound that the director is wanting to hear. It might migrate to a different vowel. I'm just going to point out that this is the most awesome vowel. This one right here, the sound. that when you don't know, it's not really like the is, I would say ugh, the. But like in a word like melody, we don't really say melody. That's not the way we pronounce it. But we don't really want it to be ed, ugh, eed, melody. That's like too, it's too heavy. It's too dark. It's too much. But that sound, if it's kind of like a schwa, except it's not as heavy as a schwa almost. So you can use melody. Won't you play a simple melody? So it's a melody. It's not melody. It's not it's not oh, it's just kind of this neutral fill-in-ish kind of vowel. So that comes in really, really handy. So anyway, that's this is again a perfect time to be doing stuff like this so that you can decide the things that you're working on. You might as well make them do those little bits of stuff right now. Okay, so storytelling. This is another way to that we are going to tell a story. Doesn't always have to be the same story, but it does. We have to know where the journey is. Where's the climax of the story? Hopefully, it's the same place the climax of the music. There is an overall theme of a story usually, or of a song. So maybe it's just love, or maybe it's just happy, or maybe it's loss. So the overall theme doesn't necessarily carry through every line. So if we think about storytelling and who's telling the story, what if we were to do, if we can have 4 volunteers to sing one, like a grandmother telling a story to a 5-year-old. Now you're not going to sing, you can, because it won't be together. So you'll have to be muted, but we're only going to see you. Laura, are you the tech person? Can you spotlight 4 people if they agree?
They raise their hands. I'll try to spotlight them.
Oh, Christina. Okay. All right. So, and we need one person to be a cheerleader, one to be a fabulous orator, and one a spy. Okay.
I would love to be the cheerleader.
Okay. All right. So do we have a spy? And again, you're not going to sing. You're just going, I mean, you can sing at home, but, oh, come on. Oh, Ellen just said, nope, not me. Come on, ladies. I know you can do this. There. Okay, Laura.
I know it. I just
okay.
How to raise my hand.
Okay, Valerie. Laura, what do you want to be? I saw your hand first.
How about the grandmother?
Okay, the grandmother. Valerie, what are you going to be?
Whatever you want me to be.
You be the spy. And what do we need?
Okay.
We need a cheerleader, a spy, an orator. Who's the great orator?
Oh, I'd be better at that.
Okay, be the orator, Valerie. Okay. Yeah. All right. Sue, can you be the spy? Okay. All right, so we're going to spotlight you guys. I hope we can spotlight 4 of you at a
Not sure if I can get them all.
Here, I got it. Yeah, let me see if. Oh yeah, there we go. I got it. Add spotlight. There we go. Okay.
Now everybody's moved.
Yeah. So this is a cool thing, huh? So if you're not using a spotlight in your rehearsals, do, because it's really a great thing. Okay. So you're going to sing Somewhere Over the Rainbow. I'll just get you started. Actually, I'll sing it. No. Yeah. I'll sing. You sing along, and be your fabulous character. Okay. All right. Here we go. Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high, there's a land that I heard of once in a lullaby. Great. Good. Good. So those were all like really animated, weren't they? Okay. Were they similar?
I hope not.
No, not really. So, so this time, Annette, I want you to be no, wait. Yeah. Okay. Do you know what's his name in Ferris Bueller? Bueller. Anyone? Bueller. Okay. You be that character. Okay.
I can do that.
Okay. All right. Everybody go. Okay. Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high, there's a land that I heard of once in a lullaby. All right, great. Thank you guys for doing that. So we could see that when they're telling their own story. Laura, you're stuck on Spotlight. No, maybe not. Okay, so everybody go back to your gallery view. Okay, so if you just say, sing this emotionally and sing it with all your heart, we're probably going to get those kinds of variations. If we said, everybody sing it like Ferris Bueller's teacher, it would be a different delivery than it would be if you were telling your grandchild or your child a story. Or if you were a fabulous orator, it's going to be different. So we do have to understand where the story's coming from so that we are all coming from the same place. Okay.
Hey, Mary, we've got about 2 minutes left.
Okay. Thank you very much. I think so do I. Great. Another perfect time to be doing stuff is choreography. We'll talk a little bit more about this in the rehearsal techniques, but teaching new choreography, use that spotlight feature that you have, because if you want to teach choreography, you can have somebody on the right side of the chorus, on the left side of the chorus, and you can have both of those people spotlighted on the video, and it makes it a lot easier. You can do up close and personal, like have half the chorus sing. I want to see the story on your face, and half the chorus observing. This is a perfect time. You can observe yourself what you're doing. We don't usually get to do that. We don't get to watch ourselves. So it's there are some good things about Zoom rehearsals. And again, if we facially and physically are telling the same story, we're going to look like way more of a unit, but we have to know what that is. So unity, again, the state of being one and being in harmony. So when we're working toward the same goals, we're working to match our vowels, we're working to sing accurately, we're working to tell the same story. It brings us together about the music, and it brings our hearts together as well. And and when we weave all of that together, it's that we get this beautiful colored braid of pieces of each of us to make one. So if you have questions.
Mary, I had one question from the chat. Just wondering if there was a way to get copies of your PowerPoint, if that was.
Yeah, I can send it.
That would be great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, I got a question. I finally I couldn't unmute before. You kept saying unmute, and I'm hitting the button. And anyways, when you were talking about the emotions, and you said half the group may think it's whatever you said, and the other half may be excited or what, pensive and excited. So it's up to the director to tell the one group, we're going to sing it this way.
Essentially, yes, because and I think it helps to do that exercise of getting input from the chorus members, because for one thing, the director then understands a little bit more about what the chorus members are thinking about the song, and I promise they come up with better words than the director will. And so, and then the director ultimately will make the decision, like the vowel sounds too. The director is the one that makes the decisions, but but and you want to make sure that those emotions build to a climax, and then so that they make sense along the way. But it's the director. That's why you have to do it together. You can't just say each person sing your own story, sing your own plan, because then you get that disjointed feeling. Does that make sense, Ellen?
Thank you. Yes, yes.
Good. Other comments or questions? Okay, so we'll put